Yeah, hello everyone. Yeah, I have Sir Topham Hat, because he lives in a garage, because he doesn't have any friends. Let's review this toy, shall we? I'm not going to do that fat controller voice. If you don't get that reference, you're probably not a Thomas fan. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm Troublesome Junction, and today I'm bringing you the, Bachmann, Thomas and Friends, Sir Topham Hat, who is claimed to be HO scale, but Scarlowy over here is technically an HO scale model, and Sir Topham Hat towers over here. I'm going to do more size comparisons later, because this thing is not meant for HO scale. But anyways, I have a knife. Let's cut him out. Well, after getting Sir Topham Hat out, I thought I'd bring in this guy over here, my Bachmann Thomas. He is a free roller now. There's a long story connected to why he is, but I will never be discussing that story, ever. So, they claim he's HO scale, but, I think not. Mainly because, it kind of speaks for itself. Scarlowy over here, these two. This is insanely accurate. This is not insanely accurate. But if you do want a properly sized HO scale Thompson Friends Sir Topham Hat, I would recommend getting the Winston for the take and play range, because he costs like what, $4 off Amazon. Cut that Sir Topham Hat out, and then make some feet for him out of like clay, and then paint it this shade of gray, because this one is not proportional at all to him. Now you might be thinking that he is probably out of scale just because of his height and all, but he's honestly just like, he'd be out of proportion because you'd think he's got to have articulation. Well, he doesn't. I'll discuss that in a second. Now, this guy right here, he looks really accurate. Only problems I have with him, as I said I was going to discuss, he has no articulation. The head kind of moves, like, a little bit, but when you do that, you feel like you're gonna break him. Like, if you move his arm, you can tell, like, up here it starts to shift. I feel like that's honestly a miss, because making him articulated would have not have costed all that much. Like, it probably cost, like, what, 3-5 more cents to do? And I feel that that's a shame, because it kind of limits you, unless you want to surgically cut off both of the arms and then add, like, little ball joints into them to make him move back and forth. But it's really a shame. I mean, he is a great size and all, but Bachmann should have made one that's roughly about that tall. Because it honestly doesn't make sense whatsoever. So, definitely a missed opportunity there. But the face, though, it's actually really accurate. I just don't like that little smile. That's probably the only thing that I find weird about him. Because you usually see Sir Topham Hat, in the model series at least, with he has like a full-on kind of pixely, not really pixely, but like a blocky, pointy kind of triangle thing. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but if you're a true Thomas fan, you would know. But I'd say that for this one, I'd recommend it probably for G scale. Maybe even O scale, because Lionel does have that Thomas one just by it looking kind of bad. But that's not the point. So let's go over basics about him. He has, the usual things Sir Topham Hat has the black and white shoes, dark gray trousers, a really important story that happened with Percy and his special trousers. Once again, only true Thomas fans would know that one. Yellow button-up shirt, has little tie. They even have little, like the collar of the shirt, they captured, but it won't focus in. I'm still working on getting that new camera working, but as in the meantime, I will be using this one. But I have another update that I will say at the end of this video. But that's basically it for Sir Topham Hatt. He's really a simple figure, but they did capture a lot of detail, especially that he is the Fat Controller. So, one thing I want to discuss. You may be thinking that, John, it looks pretty durable looking. Well, it kind of feels semi-cheap in the hands. I mean, I did pay like, what, $12 for this thing? So, no big deal there, but still, nonetheless, that is kind of, it's disappointing. It doesn't feel like it's a solid thing. There's younger children who, like, you know, sling their toys everywhere and throw it. Yeah, he's probably going to get a few scrapes and scratches like any toy does, but I think that he's going to end up splitting right down the middle. Because as you can see by that horribly painted seam there, yeah, he's more than likely going to split right down the middle. Oh. But I'd say for my first Fat Controller, though, he is really good because I have seen really bad ones out there. So if I had to give him a rating, I'd probably give him a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. But mainly a 7.5 just because of how many missed opportunities there were in this thing. Also, I'm just going to point this out. There's the package from the last video. I'm going to have all my Thomas packages hanging across this wall. And that right there, that's a gift from a friend that he got me, and I decided to put it in my train room because it looks great there. Just before anyone comments or asks those questions. So anyways, 7.5 out of 10 / 8 out of 10. But if you're just looking for a properly scaled Fat Controller, you're better off making a custom one. But if you want one to have your children play with, I recommend the Ertl one. The Ertl one, it's solid metal and it looks actually it looks basically identical to this, but it just looks a lot better in quality. But if you can't find that one, this one will definitely suffice. Especially if you're like an older person like me and you don't play roughly with your toys and slam them about and all that. But anyways, as I said, I would be having an update in this video. And that update is, I think I mentioned in my last video, at the end, towards the end of it, that I would be having some other packages like Trevor, Diesel 10, Marion come on in, and a few other things. But sadly, that is not the case. Amazon decided to straight up cancel my order because it just messed up entirely, basically. And I just didn't know, but I'll fix that later. And it's honestly quite sad because I was looking forward to getting a Diesel 10 because I do like Diesel 10. My favorite character probably being Ivo Hugo. But nonetheless, I do have quite a few other characters though. But still, it's a shame though. But what I decided to do is I'm going to be purchasing things off the Fisher-Price website. Just to tell you now, if you're thinking about going there right now, it's really a long, hard, complicated process, for me at least, to get through the checkout because, I don't know, it was just crazy. But everything there is like at least like 75% off and such like that. I have purchased like 2 things so far, but I will most certainly be purchasing quite a couple more things here and there. So maybe expect a few reviews on those. I don't know. Hopefully they don't pull an Amazon and cancel on me. But that's it for this video. I say that this is definitely a pretty good thing from Bachmann. I mean, it's like, what, $12? It's not that bad of a price. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Yeah.